Every time you feel ashamed and you repress who you are, think about this scene. This is shame embodied. This is what you're doing to yourself. So stop.
And what shame is, self-reflection. We ain't young no more. I'm in the elder stage. I mean, I think so. 45, I'm an elder. I'm at an age where I could be a grandparent. I'm not yet with grown kids. So, bless their hearts. They know that it is a challenging job to pursue in this life, especially now. We bringing children into this world. They know the difficulties. I don't know if we pointing them out to our kids. They being very reckless. Our foster care system is full to capacity. It's not enough foster parents to take in enough children. We don't have enough homes for them. They're being thrown away. My body, my choice. Ladies, we got to make better choices. We've been making bad choices. And we got to start holding each other accountable. And it might have to start with you holding your mother accountable, your aunties, and your grandmothers, the matriarchs of your family who have led us astray, miseducated us, taught us horrible misconceptions about men and boys, didn't allow us the opportunity to grow well with them and learn to communicate. They are our leaders, right? They're images of us. We were created through them, female mothers to be. But we have poorly educated our young girls. And if you are my age or in my age group and you know that your mother has miseducated you, she needs to be aware of that. It's okay to hold them accountable. Kind of gives us a self-reflection to do better because we were able to do that. It's not saying they're bad mothers. They may not have gotten that information from their mother. It's a bad cycle, a repeated cycle, generations of it. Y'all know them families of generational welfare. Come on, we all know. You're not going to play ignorant to the facts. 30 years. Bad out here. Our kids are not flourishing. They don't feel heard. They're so privileged. We're going to do these pleasantries. Hi, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. Knowledge and Relationships is in the building. Trash Can Waves is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Shame, shame. Hey, just Andrea. Welcome, love. Happy Sunday. Shame Sunday. Y'all come on and smash that like button, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I got working up in that kitchen for dinner. What we feeding our families today. Needs to be in the front of your mind. All right. I'm going to give y'all a couple of definitions. If you don't know, shame, a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Now, I got to always ask this. Are you conscious? Are you conscious of your wrong and foolish behavior? The intellectual soapbox is in the building. Shout out to Mrs.SheSaid. Shout out to Mr. He Said. Knowledge and relationships. We are in the building. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Shame Sundays. Need to bring it back. Got to bring it back. Because it's bad out here. Mothers, we got to do better. We don't have this no more. The loss of respect or esteem and dishonor. Are you dishonoring your family with your behavior and your actions? Were you taught that? Or is society teaching you? Shame, a regrettable or unfortunate situation or action that you are choosing to do. Want another one? Shame, a person, action, or situation that brings a loss of respect or honor. Get it? Problem. You can't tell nobody nothing, especially us ladies. Y'all know we can't tell each other nothing. Your sister, your cousin, your neighbor acting the fool next door. Girl, get your shit together. The kids are watching. I don't care what you do, but once you have children in the picture, we got to care a little more. We get that self-reflection because people don't know. Deep, and a lot of people don't do it. Meditation or serious thought about one's character, actions, or motives. And motives. Are you considering that? Are you thinking about that? Your behavior, not everybody else's. We're quick to point out everybody else's behavior, but lack self-reflection. But I'm going to show y'all some stuff today. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We got to do better. Ladies. I posed a question on my Facebook page for the ladies. See what self-reflection they had. What kind of information did you get from your mother, matriarchs in your family about boys and men? It's quite interesting. And I'm going to share a couple of answers, some of the responses and comments, without sharing my people's names. The one young lady said, honestly, I was taught always to have my own and never depend on a man. But no one taught me about men or how to deal with them. But they always said to make sure they have something going for themselves. It's not much, right? Definitely a lot of fear in there. Never depend on a man. It definitely can. Yes. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. I was just sharing some reflections of, the information or miseducation that our mothers gave us about men, boys growing up, what we saw. Very important. Anybody's welcome to come up. I did also bring on my green flags. It's a lot of green flags that nobody really talks about. So I put it in a video. I'm gonna reflect on it just a little bit, because it's a shame that these things are not encouraged um, and taught to us. I think a lot of us women have been so jaded and hurt and damaged from our own childhoods that we created this same type of view or idea of men to our children. And these young boys don't, I'm not going to speak on y'all. We're going to stick to the ladies. And we're back. What's good? What's good? What's good? Shame Sundays, we here. I appreciate y'all popping in. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go look for this video. I'm gonna pull it up. Why is that still there? Okay. All right. I'll go from there. Just add it. I need a big screen. I might not need to be in the screen. Ain't no sound. Yeah, it's no sound. It's no sound. I'll just put it together. I'm gonna pause through. Start with the first one. All right. So with people you want to have in your life, period, friends, relatives, lovers, their presence is calming. That is a green flag. That is something you should look for. You feel protected. They're consistent. I don't want to say just he's. They're consistent. They show, well, he shows feminine courtesy. He's secure in his masculinity, and he's confident, not cocky. So I did put these together for the ladies because, it seems when I have these conversations of what you're looking for, they know what they're not looking for. And they have no idea of what they should be looking for. So here we go. Their presence is calming. You feel calm around them. You feel as though you're protected, and it's consistent. Okay? They respect, they show respect for feminine courtesy. They're secure in their masculinity. They're not threatened by your womanness. They know who they are. They don't need you to tell them who they are. Confidence is awesome. Cockiness is not. Two, they respect your opinion. They respect your opinion. That means a willingness to teach, a willingness to absorb your inspiration. He considers your vision, and he's encouraging to your creativity, to your passions. Encouragement is important. A willingness to be taught. And you as well have to have these same good characteristics. But I definitely want from this day forward to look, if you're single and you're looking for a good person to share life with, here's some good characteristics for that. Because it's important, because we know not what we want. We think we do, but we don't. Y'all know what you don't want. So how can you know what it looks like? Good characteristics. If you've never seen it. That was two. You won't play this. I'm sorry. Hey, Red, welcome, 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 sis. I see you in there. 3, it's a good one. It make you laugh. He appreciates humor, wit. Witty is really important. You're comfortable being silly around him, playful to some degree. These things are important. You want to be able to have fun because times is serious, life is hard. I agree. Death Mage said, I agree. I feel in my family growing up, I was taught to cater to a man, but never really what to look for in a man before I gave my all to him. Right. Some of us cater to the wrong character of man, and sometimes it's too late. You're so deep in, it's hard to get out. And these things you need to see up front. Awesome. I appreciate that reflection. Thank you. Let's go to 4. 4. This one may be challenging. We all have a hard time listening. Most of us listen to respond. So they listen without judgment. Okay, respects the fact that we think differently, listens to understand and not respond. He's patient with you. He asks questions to understand and disciplined when in disagreement. And that means don't act like a damn gorilla and want to punch the wall, beat his chest because y'all are in disagreement. When a man shows discipline like that, a woman will kick back. She should, because he's your teacher, he's your leader. So if he is discombobulated and out of control, what do you think she's going to be? So find a man that has some self-control. They listen without judgment. It's very important. But you have to know the little things to look for. Just a simple respecting that we are different is very important. You're a man and I'm a woman, and we're going to see things differently. The outlook of life is going to be different. How we move, our logic, the way we deal with our emotions, it's different. So respectfully, respect it. Salute, salute. Sharing the pleasantries. Also, for forgive for the auto slip text, Mrs. Harris family. It's okay. All right. That's Mage again. Okay. Growing up in the church, the man is the head and his needs were always before mine. Even though I saw red flags because I was dedicated to him, I felt a responsibility to him no matter what. Very understandable. Yes. And we're taught that way. And I think us women, we like sparkly, shiny things. I'm not sure if we really vet for good characteristics. We think it's what we're supposed to be doing. But we don't have our fathers or grandfathers or men in our lives to help us through that. We're not willing to listen to them. I think that's important. When you have men in your life growing up and they're like, yeah, that dude ain't right for you, you should pay attention. Let's move on. We're at 5. Number 5, green flags. They are supportive. You are supportive. They are supportive. Okay. He celebrates your successes. He listens to your ideas. He encourages you. He motivates you to be better. Nurturing, a willingness to guide. Being a leader is hard, ladies. It is not an easy job. It is not an easy role. So finding a man with a willingness to guide, there's patience in there. Some of us are not easily teachable. They are supportive. Y'all check this out. Send it to your friends. Green flags. 6,
They respect your needs. They respect your needs, a willingness to understand those needs, emotional awareness, considerate and attentive. This is what you look for. Consistency is key. That's right, sis. Flexible and teachable. You must be that, ladies. You must be that. You know not what you don't know. It's real. I've been taught by some great boys, some awesome teens, to some great men, and now I got my husband. Oh, it's awesome. I needed it. There's many lessons that we are not going to be able to learn on our own or from other women. So gentlemen are needed and necessary, okay? And y'all have to be all of this. When you look for these, this is not just for them. I'm pointing it out because I'm here for you ladies. But you have to be all of this as well. It's not a one-way street. It's not all about you. Their needs are just as important as yours. And if I would say so myself, their needs are a little bit more important. If I give him what he needs, he's going to make sure I have everything I need and more. Consider that. That was 6. Let's move on. This one is a good one. 7, 7, 7, 7. They honor your boundaries. First, you must have some. They will honor them if you have some. Okay? He will express his, and they too should be honored. If you don't like the boundaries, roll out. When this man speaks, listens, they put their foot down. They know what they want. If you are not what they want, you know you're not what they want, move on. Disciplined with a matching moral compass. It's important. A man showing discipline in his movements before you. You're the gift from God. That's extra. They already disciplined. They don't need you to discipline them. Okay? This is what vetting is. Seeing if your moral compasses match, and you see that through vetting. Seeing their family, the children they have already, the mothers that are surrounding them, the men, the neighborhood they came up in. It's important. C, monogamy, polygamy, be open to his life choices and move accordingly. Allow them to be open with who they are, what they want, what they may want in the future. Doesn't mean they're going to jump into it, but they're letting you know what they want, what they're looking for. And if it doesn't match yours, move accordingly. Can't force a man to be what you want, okay? Something that he chooses. He chooses that you are worthy for him to move accordingly. So pay attention to that. Ask those hard questions. It's important, and don't judge when they answer. Who are you? Not your place. If you don't like it, move on. And if they show you who they are, that's on you to stay and decide to be with a man who doesn't want to be monogamous. You made that choice. First time it might be his mistake. Second time you're choosing to stay. And that's on you. Don't blame him. Death Mage popped in. That emotional awareness, Lord. My ex used to say I was emotional when he would lie and cheat, but never took accountability for what he did to cause my emotions. I really dislike when people do that. Absolutely. It's like asking someone, why are they upset when you just slapped them? Well, I appreciate that. That is spot on. And that's self-reflection. That is really being conscious of your movements and how you move with your loved ones. And if you're creeping away where you're with a woman that is not going to, come up in your wife's face in space, it happens. But again, set boundaries. Make sure they will be respected and honored in any relationship, even with your children. This is not just for dating. Your relatives be crossing plenty of boundaries and you allow them to do it. You don't hold them accountable and, it sits. That's family, man. F family. You are not allowed to treat me any kind of way and me stay around and we family and it's cool. Now, I could love you from a distance. I love me way too much. You're not going to talk to me like that. I'm not going to do this and that. It is what it is. And I'm not going to behave that way either. Okay, C. In vetting, get to know his nuclear family and friends. You got to do this. Don't just claim somebody as your man. This my man, this my boo. You don't know him. Red lipstick vibes corrects this. You can't force them into what you cannot force them into what you want. Find out what they want. You might come out on top of the game because it's a competition. I don't like to hear when y'all women talking about it ain't no competition. It's always a competition. Y'all competing with each other. Y'all competing with each other more than y'all compete for a man. That's what I see. You can say what you want. True to who I am. You don't even know who you are. We cover up so much. I got number 7. So this one is very important. Those boundaries are very important, but you cannot set boundaries if you don't have any. So write them down. Think about it. It's important. Green flags. I think it's 8 or 9 maybe. All right, 8. They make an effort. They make an effort. Be attentive with getting to know you and your family and friends. Appreciates your inspiration. Compliments your successes. Takes effort into guiding you with your best intentions. Sometimes we don't know. They may see more than we do. Got to be willing to listen and let down your guard. They make an effort to show nurturing in constructive criticism. It's needed and necessary. We get it everywhere in life. So do not believe that when you get into a marriage, you will not be criticized constructively in a nurturing, loving way. Now, if somebody's just calling you names and stuff, that's not constructive criticism in a nurturing, loving way. Someone can definitely be told that I'm reflecting your behavior as being really negative, pessimistic, unladylike. Your temper is too much. Calm down. Women don't like that. That makes us more mad when a man tells you to calm down. Right? It's important, ladies. When they're telling you to calm down, it's very important because sometimes we are so much in emotional rage, you are not thinking logically. You're not thinking logically. We're ready to flip tables and push things away and go punch holes in the car and jump on the car, get thrown off the car. Like, y'all see it. Somebody don't want you, they doing things, you leave. Why you want to all that extra? It's too much. Good prenups. Good prenup afternoon. Mr. Rucker, welcome. Appreciate you popping in. It's Shame Sundays. That's right. Because alimony is in the near future if you don't have a prenup, fellas. So choose wisely, vet wisely. And these good characteristics are things, fellas, that you should be looking for as well. It's a little different, but because for men, it's different. But this is for the ladies. I need to see that. Sorry, take it off. All right. They make an effort in encouraging healthy body, mind, and soul. It's important. Encourage. That's right. Shouldn't be eating that. You should be eating this. Don't take it wrong. Got to be healthy. Who you telling to calm down? You're not my daddy. Laugh out loud. Absolutely. She said 100 slides. Nope. Number 8. I think it's only 9. They encourage you to be healthy, in your mind, your body, and your soul. And that looks like taking care of yourself. To be open and vulnerable, they make an effort. They have to make an effort. It's a little different for men. They're not going to be as vulnerable. That's something that's going to take a little time. So don't expect anything. They have a guard too. And I think that's where women get it twisted. You think you're the only human that is allowed to have a wall built up against the opposite sex, and they are not. They may have been placed in horrible situations as well, traumatized as children, watching their mother and their father, or not, lack thereof, their community. You forget they're human. So you have to earn a man's vulnerability. I said it. It's nothing you're just going to get off top. If you do, you might watch that. Might be leading with victimization. Men do it too. Big ass crybaby. Woe is me. How do they get it? Yo, yeah, that's something earned. A man's vulnerability is earned. We make them earn things, right? You got a list of things men have to earn from you. So vulnerability, yeah. How important is perception, in your opinion, when dealing with how we act with other people? Oh, all of this. It's very important. Because I think in any situation in life, you're dealing with other people. So respectfully, respect needs to be up front. So there can be a cordial interaction, a respectful sharing of energy and frequency, positive, optimistic. Like, I think these movements should be up front, because it's the type of energy and frequency you'll receive back. We're at a point in this society where we are not connected to each other no more. Like, y'all seen Avatar, right? We were once so connected, and we are not that any longer. Technology has disrupted that. Shame. The overly processed food has disrupted that. Shame. So, reflection is very important. So all of these green flags are things you can use to consider any person that you want to allow in your life or continue to be in your life. Pay attention. So it was 8. That was a nice little building session. I hope y'all checked it out. And, it's always there on the rewind. If you know someone who needs it, please share, clip it, send it to them. Our young ladies, if they're not aware of what to look for in a good mate in picking, send them to this link. Share it. I'm not promised to be here forever. So this is not fully for you guys on YouTube. I have children, and I'm not going to be here forever to share my knowledge with them. So my purpose on here is to leave it for them. They can take what they need and absorb it and move forward. And what they don't, throw it away. But they have it, and mommy said it. And that's something I appreciate. My nieces and nephews, if they need to look back and reflect, hey, it's here. It's here for them too. Auntie said it. I've always tried to be very blunt and honest. It's just my reflections, my perception, my opinion. Because I'm pro-man does not mean I hate women. But I'm in the fight with them. I've been protected, taught, provided by men. So I appreciate y'all. And this is why I created this platform. And for anyone who knows me, I've always been like this. So here we go. Now I got some shame to share. Got to get rid of that. I only got a couple videos. If anybody want to come up, y'all welcome to. Yes, Death Mage chimed in. She said, I've never had an issue with a man being vulnerable. I believe men should have a space to let it out. Not too long ago, I sent my brother, my ex and ex-husband, a book called Battle Cry. Yeah. I care about men's mental state and their feelings. I appreciate that. And I know they appreciate that too. Death Mage is in the building and she appreciates the gentleman just as much as I. Karma Coleon, my sister's in the building. I appreciate you. Red Lipstick's vibe is in the building and she is on the same vibe. We here for y'all. Y'all need somebody to fight for y'all, and sometimes y'all can't fight for yourself. And I'll speak up for you. Might sound a little harsh coming from me, but at this point, I really don't care. Y'all take it how you want to take it. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you know somebody, tell them about themselves, because they're a part of the goddamn problem. This is just a clip of a kid. I'm going to pull this one up because, you know, the way we behave, our kids are mirrors of us, and they go to school and go out in public when we're not around, and they behave like this. So even if this child has some issues, I just want you to see that this is grown women behavior as well. So I wonder where she get it from. And we're going to talk about it. I ain't do no research behind it. I really don't care if the child has problems, but I've seen grown women behave this way. And if you know somebody that behaves this way, check them, because it ain't okay. Get out the situation. Calm yourself. Learn some emotional discipline. Let's go.
Gaan maar toe. Gaan maar toe. Kom weg van mijn tafel af. Maak vir my toe. Jy kan kalmeer. 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 Kalmeer, Amy, kalmeer. En as jy alright? Nee, tannie kyk hier, dis nie alright nie.
Let that sink in a little bit.
Shame. Shame.
We can make all kind of excuses for that little baby. But I'm not. We are not teaching our children to deal with their emotions properly. I don't know who's at fault. I don't care. We We give them life. My body, my choice. We bring them out. We are the majority. We are the most of the time. Even in a marriage with 2 parents, we are the majority. We are the main teachers, especially from birth to 3, birth to 5. We are responsible for helping them manage their emotions. She's done. She saw someone react like this when they were upset. That baby needs a hug. That baby needs to be taught how to manage her emotions. And our children are not being taught that. A lot of them are out of control. We pacify them. We give them no boundaries. They have no consequences. We fall off on the consequences, even if we give them. They're entitled and privileged. They're never without anything. And they see us behave this way. I know many women behave this way, admit to behaving this way. And they'll say, lack of self-control. He got me mad. He did this. Somebody did something to get me this mad. Yes, I get mad and angry and I want to punch a wall, but I don't. Discipline. You have to have it. Where she learned that from? I don't care. I saw it. That was not okay. That baby need more than a hug. She's visibly upset. Or she want to control the whole dynamic of the day. Some children just know how to manipulate a whole situation. Been taught well. If I do this, the rest of the day will not go smoothly for anyone. She's looking for a reaction, be it negative or positive. Well, she wasn't getting none. Nobody moved, nobody budged. And there you go. She was not taught how to process anger. Absolutely. And when someone's mad, you think that's the only emotion they're feeling is anger. There's more emotions. There's frustration. There's being annoyed, irritated. And girls, we have hormonal fluctuations that we are not aware of. You are not aware of that. You don't know when it's going to happen. It can happen in the morning. It can happen in the night. And it happens very early with us young girls. For brown girls, you can start menstruating at 7. 7. It's all hormones, y'all. I don't think it's a disorder. It's called spoiled and want what they want. It's possible. It's possible. Possible. Where we are, the behavior is coming from the mother. If the mother is out of control in the home, this is what the child sees. Children with oppositional defiant disorder, ODD, are uncooperative, defiant, and hostile towards peers, parents, teachers, and other authoritative figures. Absolutely. Developmental problems may cause ODD, or the behaviors may be learned. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. We in here. And, I would have to consider the parents, because we were foster family and we've had children. And I actually had a child who was diagnosed with ODD. She had a hard time processing her anger, her emotions, period. But she learned to control it. And it had a lot to do with how we behaved. We disciplined ourselves. We didn't fly off the handle. She didn't see any of that in our home. So it was limited. But in other homes, she exhibited it every day, a lot. This is why she was moved so much. But it had to do with the damn parents. They watch us. They know you're unhappy. Even if you don't say it, it's all in your body. These children grow up reading us more than you think. But y'all know girls like that. We know it. We see it. Come on. It's all on social media all the time. They tear shit up, flip things around. This is what happens when you don't raise your kids. Why none of these ODD was not a thing in the past. It was. They used to say I had ants in my pants. I couldn't keep still. There weren't names for it because they didn't have enough study. Now you have everybody studying everything. And they're allowing the teachers to label the children. I think this is why I decided to not go into the school to teach with my early childhood education degree. Because actually being in there, they were teaching me that I have the ability and the right to report if a child, if I want to label a child as this, that, and the other from me. That's something. I known this child a month. You know what I mean? So I just thought that I used to debate about it all the time. AR said, exactly. I had major anger issues, but once I adopted my son, I had to change my behavior. A lot of us need retraining. People think they're just all intact. I'm good. I'm me. This is me. Accept me for who I am. No. I'm not accepting that bullshit. Change. It's not okay. Not going to come around me with all that cantankerousness. I'm not going to tolerate it. And if you can't move accordingly, I'm not going to allow you to be in my space. That's my decision. Especially if I see it. We're not doing that. No. Because I have to deal with the consequences of your behavior, and I'm not putting myself in that position. Heard what my mama told me. We're not doing that. I listened to mine. What kind of question is that? That's the same as why autism wasn't a diagnosis in the past. Absolutely. Or transgender. But intersex was, because you can't tell. The genitalia is not definite. 1 in 1,000 are born that way. My child's failure is my failure. Thank you. Thank you, AR. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have 2 children that are autistic and are very well behaved because of structure. Absolutely. I know many. And I know many whose children are out of control because they did not teach or train or model that type of emotional discipline. Once we become grown, we really have to start reflecting and raising ourselves to be better. Shame, a regrettable or unfortunate situation or action. I don't feel that. You don't regret nothing. Oh, I went out there and acted like that. Oh, I'm supposed to feel that. Shame, a person, action, or situation that brings a loss of respect or honor. Are y'all honoring your grandmothers, or were they cantankerous as well? This is what you learned. Because we know it. We've been there. Come on, we got them aunties just reckless, ruthless, disrespectful. If it don't apply, let it fly. But we need to model better. They need to see better in us ladies. We are out of control. We half naked. Our mouths are disgusting. And we're not teaching them their responsibility as a mother and as a wife. So it's on us. Especially us elders. We up there, y'all. We need to start speaking some healthy knowledge into these young folk. Because we ain't guaranteed to be here. And it's going to get worse if we don't say nothing. Death mage. All I'm saying is in this day and age, people don't want to raise their kids. It's just easier to say something is wrong with them, slap a label on them, and collect a check so parents can be lazy. Absolutely. Seen that as well. Let's get this check. Damn, that's a reflection, sis, right there. It's true. They don't. My body, my choice. We're allowing each other to make some fucked up choices, I have to say, because, it is the hardest job to raise some children. And just irresponsibly having 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, come on. Different men, no purpose, just here. Bottle, pamper, change. Bottle, pamper, change. No attention, no nurturing, no learning, no manners. Hey, y'all, my family is cantankerous as if. We all got some. We got some. Come on now. We going to AR family barbecue. We on our way. Where they at? Shit. It's funny, you know, and all of that, but y'all know that shit ain't right. Don't nobody want to say nothing. We got aunties that's like Medea. Something. He was born being cantankerous. That's true. I've seen it as young as 2, just bad mouth, potty mouth, like, and it's not limited to children raising children, because grown women act like children, so it's still children raising children to a degree, right? I would say. Because I've watched some younger folk have children and be great parents. Some of y'all are moving reckless as hell. No care. And I don't know if it's the cycle being repeated. You weren't cared for, so you think it's okay to not care for your own and just continue this cycle. If you lived in it, felt it, saw it, you know it was wrong, and you have your children and you repeat it, doesn't sound like self-reflection. Predators. I got a video for y'all. I think that was that one. What was that?
Of a previously convicted child predator, explaining what traits he looked for in his victims.
Were there certain characteristics that you look for in children before molesting them?
In children, yes, but more I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not approach the child. If I thought that the child had friends that he would tell, I would not approach him. If I thought the child had friends that were in the same capacity he was, I would approach him. For the simple fact that if I could molest him, I could lure him into believing, grooming him into believing that he would enjoy it. And therefore, I could manipulate him into having his other friends come and be molested by me as well.
Did y'all get that? Hope y'all heard that. I mean, and yes, they do more than pay attention to your children. They pay attention to the families they come from. If they have a father that is threatening, yeah, I'm not going to try those children. They know, and they know through us. They know we're not paying attention to our kids. We're not giving them the attention they want. They know. Why is that guy still alive? He nasty. Wait, what? You heard it. They talk about it. They tell you how they vet these children. It's many interviews, you know, they want to get in their psyche. This is why we have this MAPS situation, you know, surfacing now. MAPS, look it up. Minor attracted persons. Trying to make it a legal, you know, like sexuality, pedophilia is not something to be shameful of, shamed. Yes, it should be shamed. It's not okay. So you guys deal with your Congress people or whatever, but it's happening. Minor attracted persons, it's a thing.
Calling them out. You know, a lot of people like that. Not like that.
What?
Stop it. Yeah. We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MATs. No. Minor attracted persons. No. So don't judge people just because they don't have sex with a 5-year-old. Stop calling them that. You know, a lot of people like that. Not like that.
What?
Stop it. Yeah. We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MATs. No. Minor attracted persons. No. So don't judge people just because they don't have sex with a 5-year-old.
Don't judge people just because they want to have sex with 5-year-olds. Did y'all hear that? Shame. What do you mean? Shame. Can we say castration? Is that okay? Stay with your kids. Stop sending them to places, these daycares. And I know it's hard. Society makes everything hard. We need money for everything, but be conscious. Maps. See, everything is a disorder or something. Shaking my head. Pandora's box is wide open. Yep. We women have a lot to do with a lot of this. The men protect us, and we're supposed to protect our children. And y'all know we all come from families where somebody's a goddamn pedophile. Just keeps happening over and over. It's so sad to be with my grown friends I grew up with, and to not know that something was happening to them back then when we were growing up. To not even be comfortable enough to say something then. To now to share, like, that's heartbreaking. I couldn't imagine. And a lot of these people, they know who they're picking. They know who's not being paid attention to. They know who's vulnerable, who they can vet to make them think that it's okay, gullible, naive, whatever you want to call it. Know that you are not covered and protected. Even if I didn't have a daddy, I had brothers. And I was definitely around some pedophile men. They knew it was a limit. Was very aware of what was not okay. Good, bad touches. Ladies, get back to teaching your children, paying attention to your children. Stop letting the electronics and the TV and the music raise them. Because it's not good. It's not good music like we had. 60s, 70s, 80s. It's different. It's ratchet. It's hypersexual. It's nasty. It's disrespectful. No honor. Shameful. The fuck? And y'all listen to it in the car, bumping it with your kids. So when I see these little kids singing these freaking songs, y'all should be beat up. Somebody should smack you. Because these kids barely know their ABCs. You know how many little kids that's Madison's age 8 that can barely read, but they know these ratchet ass songs and ask me if I'm going to have a hot girl summer at 10? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? It's cute. Dressing them like they grown is cute. You see these pedophiles, they out here. They out here and they want your baby. Boy or girl. Shame on y'all, ladies. I'm talking to y'all. If it don't apply, let it fly. But if you're being reckless with your children, allowing strangers around them, leaving them with any goddamn body, leaving them with the pedophile, you know, and you leave them anyway? We've been doing this before I came along. I'm 45. We've been doing this. I don't want my babies hurt like that. We all hurt, broken, damaged. And we keep blaming the men. Our mothers choose to bring us here. It's their responsibility to protect us. And if it happens to them, they need to even work harder to protect us. Thank you, Ma. Ma, I appreciate you.
Every time you feel ashamed and you repress who you are, think about this scene. This is shame embodied. This is what you're doing to yourself. So stop.
That one hit. They grooming y'all kids. Let's listen to this pedo.
Excess of 300 victims.
Hands-on victims?
All hands-on victims.
Okay. How did you get access to so many victims?
Children are on the street all the time. I created my own opportunities. There were children at stores. I had picked some children up at the stores, at penny arcades, and I have snatched some off the street.
Now, did you, by pick them up, do you mean by grooming? You talk them into it, or do you mean violently grab them and kidnap them?
Sometimes there had been some violent kidnapping. Snatching a child off the street, pulling him into my car, taking him to a deserted area, raping and molesting him, and then taking him back to where I had snatched him from. There had been instances where I would groom the child with toys, money. I'd see a child in a store standing around the toy displays, and I would offer to buy the toy that this child may be looking at, and would actually walk up to the counter and pay for the toy and walk out of the store with the child and the toy. And then I would, after I had taken the child to a deserted area or a house that I had actually fixed up for the purpose of raping and molesting children, I would take the child back to the store where I had got him from and leave him off at the front door and leave.
Gerald covered up his raping and molesting by living what might be called the double life. Friends and associates had no clue he was a violent man.
I believe I feel more that I led a triple life. I was one way at home, I was one way at work, and I was a different way in the community. When I was at home, I was a molesting monster. I would rape and molest. When I was in the community, I was more of a stalker. I would be stalking people, stalking children, looking for victims. When I was more with my employers or the in crowd that I was in, it was something, I was completely different as, I'm the perfect individual, have a good paying job, drive a nice car, dress nice, and go to a lot of high class, fancy places. And this is the life, this is what I would portray to the people that I wanted them to see. My friends, my employers, business associates. This is what I would portray to them. What people didn't know about going on in my home was a lot of extreme violence. Beating my son up, beating my wife up. If my wife wouldn't have sex with me when I wanted it, where I or how I wanted it, I would beat her.
They all over, y'all. They disguising themselves very well. Yes, creepy, creepy, creepy. This is why we go out in pairs, at least. No way. See, this is why I tell my daughter, and you really never know a person, family, or friends. It's impossible. Yeah, be mindful. Just sending your children out by themselves, hanging in the park, going to the store. I think we really do have the delusion that, they're just protected. Like God is shielding them from everything. And we know this is not true. It's not true. You really have to be cautious. And it happens in all kinds of neighborhoods. It is not just designated to our inner cities where it's dilapidated. This happens in prominent neighborhoods. Kids are snatched up all the time. Boys. See, he kept referencing the pronouns more male. picking your kids up, doing things and dropping them off. You don't even know what happened. They're so afraid to say anything. It's our responsibility, ladies.
A previously convicted child predator explaining what traits he looked for in his victims.
Were there certain characteristics that you looked for in children before molesting them?
In children, yes, but more I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not.
If he thought the father was a threat, he would not. Gentlemen, ladies, fathers are needed and necessary. They are very important. Not simple, docile fathers sitting in the house with no say-so. Leaders, these pedophiles know. They know. Single mother homes. Y'all will pray. They're going to pray more on y'all. Fathers are needed and necessary. They have a type. They know what to look for. It's a professional thing. And now we're about to have society give these people a wiggle room to have a preference for children. Y'all don't think it's us who got to fight? Ladies? We do a lot of the voting. We do a lot of the, standing up for our rights. It's something we might need to push real forward for. This is not okay. I remember Anton did a podcast on that YouTuber that was having relations with young girls, and he said the same thing. He only messes with certain girls that didn't have the dad in the home. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's true. It's important. So I think us now, is raising our kids and our young girls, and they're around us. We need to start talking to them the real deal. Ask them these questions. What do they think about men? Ask them. Have them regurgitate what they see, what they know, what their ideas are. So you can discuss, tell them, encourage them, anything to give them more information than what they have. Because best believe when you ask them, you're going to be shocked with what they say. School them. It's our job. The whole first 20 minutes was about green flags for good characteristics for people you vet into your life. It's very important. Go back, look at it, check it out, write it down. If you want me to send you the link, I will. Death Mage said, or the family had two parents, but the parents were not involved in the girl's life. Absolutely. All of that, all of the above. People can have two parents and neither one of them pay any attention to the children because everybody got to work. The kids are only around for 2 hours. If everybody's working 10 hours, we shuffling them off, shuffling them back in, rushing the shower and school. And how much time are you really spending with your kids? And I'm empathetic, but in this society, we have to do what we have to do. We need 2 incomes. Yes, yes, yes. They still must be made priority. Sometimes you got to sacrifice, and money may be the freaking sacrifice. Because the schools are not helping. It's not a good look. If you're able to have charter school and pay for, Catholic school or whatever, kudos to you. But there's more children just coming up in public school. And I care about them all. So we always talk about the men rolling out on these kids. But our foster care systems are crowded. Mothers are giving up their children. And it seems like it's okay. She knew she couldn't take care of them, so she gave them up. Doesn't mean they're being put in a good situation. Not all foster homes are good, nurturing and flourishing. Some of these kids get passed from home to home and be abused and abused over and over again. My body, my choice. Stop having children if you're not ready to take care of them. You have history in your family of this type of behavior. Why would you be so animate to have a child? Your mother gave you up, any of those reasons. Don't just keep having children and hand them off to other people. I grew up in a generation where many of my friends were raised by their grandparents. So this has been happening. We need to really start raising our girls a purpose of having children. Be purposeful when you're having children. Don't just have it because it's a cute bag on your arm and you can dress it up like you and a mini me and make it look grown so these pedophiles can be attracted to your 5-year-old. You need to cover them up. Modesty is important and should be taught very young, especially for our girls. They already think something wrong really young. They realize, boys can go outside and don't have a shirt on. Why? Why? They playing in the park. He took his shirt off. He's hot, sweating like I can't take mine off. No. Learn very early. It's a difference. Teach them self-respect. You can be, sexually independent and all of that without being half naked and moving like a slut. Because in my day, it was slut behavior. It was hoardism. It wasn't just being sexy and, liberated or whatever they calling it now, coming outside with lingerie, with your booty hanging out and everything hanging out. My day wasn't okay. It was shameful. You were considered a particular type of woman. A hot to trot, a hottie toddy, a Jezebel, a hoe, a whore, a slut, all of that. Now I'm empowered. Word? Shame. Shame, 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 shame. If I'm going to be half naked or close to, I'm going to be on my husband's arm. Besides that, But again, I was raised by a whole bunch of boys and men, and they let me know it wasn't okay because you're going to be looked at a certain way. But if we're raised with mothers who are saying it's okay, because they're buying the clothes, right? We buy it. And it's been many years I'm upset because I go in the store and everything is hot to trot, grown, short, mini skirts, even the uniforms. I'm upset. I got to add inches to that. So in turn, I put my girls in pants. I don't care. You, girl. But we're not putting on these little tiny minis and, It is for attention, but whose attention you trying to get? It's not the boys, because when you get with them, you don't even know how to cooperate. Why do you want them? Trying to look better than your friend, but your friend is competing for your man. Y'all got it twisted. I'm confused. You better snatch you one. We better start encouraging these girls that men are important and necessary. And if you want to be a mother, then you want to be a wife. You got to stop just making excuses and giving them the leeway to say that it's okay. No, vet for marriage. And if you don't want marriage, then by all means, do you, boo-boo. But there's consequences behind everything and all of your behavior, whether you see it shameful or not. And if we are in a community where we're all on the system and your child needs to depend on the system, it's a no-go. No. Tell her, I made bad decisions. Don't be like me. We taking pride in this shit. Don't be like me. Don't aspire to get food stamps. Don't aspire to be on the system. Don't have children out of wedlock. Tell them that, especially if you're reflecting on that. But if you want them to repeat the cycle and struggle and be just as rough and tough and hard as you, then go right on ahead. Go right on ahead. I don't care how independent my mother taught me. I saw she needed a man. It was needed and necessary, and they were there. Protection, provision, leadership. Needed it. Whether you liked it or not, whether it worked out or not, it was needed and necessary for you to get where you are now. And I appreciate them because they damn sure enough protected me. Nobody's perfect, But y'all definitely need to pay attention to them good characteristics. Throw them red flag shit out the window. Fuck the red flags. Look at them good characteristics. You need to start looking for that and stop focusing on the red, right? Because if that's what you're focusing on, that's what you're going to get. First 20 minutes, good characteristics. Go back, check it out, clip it, share it with somebody who needs it. Much respect, sis. Appreciate you, Sir Hale. Shame, shame, shame. I got one last video because I'm going into, women throw away their kids. We're not going to pander them and act like it's okay. It's not. Just like how y'all get on the men for walking out on their families or whatever their situation in. Women do it all the time because our foster care system is full to capacity. Our streets are full to capacity with homeless children. They're homeless, thrown away in the trash. I don't want you no more. Shame on y'all. Got one last little video.
Shocking security camera video showing a woman lifting a toddler by one arm to the door. She rings the bell and pounds on the door. Then she turns and runs back to her car, leaving the little boy bewildered. Security camera video showing a woman lifting a toddler by one arm to the door. She rings the bell and pounds on the door. Then she turns and runs back to her car, leaving the little boy bewildered. It happened on this street in Houston. When the homeowners opened their door at 8:20 p.m. last night, they discovered the 2-year-old boy. They had no idea who he was. Courtney Fisher is a reporter for KTRK Houston.
And she just leaves the kid, takes off running, and gets the heck out of there. This little kid is left looking around, doesn't know what's going on. Thank God somebody was home at this house to let him in.
The video contained important clues. The woman is carrying a child's backpack in the shape of a monkey. She has very long hair falling past her waist. She has distinctive tattoos on her right arm. She sped away in a white sedan. Reporter Courtney Fisher went door to door asking if anyone recognized the woman or the boy. Watch what happens when she encounters this man.
That's my son.
Willie Simmons is the little boy's father, and it turns out he lives next door to the house where the child was left abandoned.
I'm angry. I'm upset.
He told us his son's name is Royal Prince Simmons. So who's the woman who left little Royal on a doorstep? She's a friend of the boy's mother, and Mom asked her to drop little Royal at his father's house, but she went to the wrong address.
Just imagine if my nice neighbors wasn't there. My son would have wandered in the street and got hit. Just imagine nobody would have been out here. He just would have been walking.
And why did the woman run away, leaving the toddler confused and alone?
Did she not care about this little kid who obviously had no one looking after him at that point? It's tough to watch.
Shame, 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 shame. That was the friend of the mother. Friend of the mother. Dropped the baby off and ran. I would whoop her ass. But that's me. You just go drop a baby off at the door and don't wait for someone to get them. You don't hand them off directly to them. This is what we doing. Y'all that trusting with y'all babies. You better vet your friends. I don't trust women either. They just as pedophile as men. And y'all be getting it twisted. Women vet children for men. Pay attention to who you have around your babies. That was not okay. AR chimed in. He said, that's why I, as single mothers, while you're out at work, etc., who's raising your child? Mm-hmm. Are specifics not important anymore either? Probably told her friend to do that. Probably. I could believe that. Absolutely, Death Mage. I can believe that. Just drop them off. Ring the bell and run. DoorDash and run. It's like they DoorDash the baby. It's horrible. Wasn't even the right damn house. Wasn't even the right house. Anything could have happened to that baby. The pedophile could have been right across the street looking, waiting in the window. Ooh. Right. It could have been Merry Christmas at the pedophile's house. That could have been the pedophile at the house. Just open the door and let him in. Nobody know nothing. That was stupid. Damn dummies. We need to do better. Y'all need to start holding people responsible. It's not unbelievable, Sir Hale. It happens so much. This is unbelievable. Actually, it is. And that's the concerning part, right? It's becoming a normal thing. Like, mothers don't have to nurture and love and put their children on top priority anymore. It's still, once you have a child, it's still selfish and so self-absorbed. It's not about you any longer. Any longer. I don't know what y'all don't understand about that. Their life is way more important than yours. If nobody told you that before, I'm telling you now. You're important, but they're more important. They got to go out into the society and survive. And they are definitely not growing up how we grew up. We grew up hard. New York City, if you can't make it there, your ass can't make it nowhere. Shout out to New York City. I appreciate y'all for breeding and breeding me. Multicultural. Diverse. These kids ain't getting none of that. They are introverts inside. They don't know how to talk, communicate, deal with their emotions. We got to do better. It's our fault. It's our fault. We got to be more disciplined and held accountable for the lack of teaching and protecting our children. Because even when you don't want them and you hand them off, you're putting them in danger. There's no guarantee they're going to go into a home that they're going to be loved and nurtured. It's no guarantee. The chances are they won't. Not much has changed in the foster care system. And be it that it's overcrowded, it's not a room. It's not enough room. So shout out to the men who want their kids. And you ladies, when you don't want your kid no more, you absolutely should hand them over. Hand them over. Don't throw them away. Father's family has a right. If your family don't want to take responsibility, at least look into that. Just want to be jaded and hurt. Don't want nobody else to have them, but you're going to hand them to the wolves. It's crazy. And we as family members, we know our sisters are struggling with their kids. Step in. Offer to help. Talk about it. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. It's hard. It's not an easy job. So we shouldn't take it lightly. So we really need to start teaching our girls to vet for marriage. Don't have children without being married. What Death Mage said. Something. This is why I say, just because you can have kids doesn't mean you should. Everyone shouldn't have kids or get married. Some people need to be by themselves. Absolutely. And some people know. Some people know they won't want to have kids. They say young, I don't ever want to have kids. You know, there's things that you can do to make sure that doesn't happen. You know, do that. I think a lot of people just talk shit, especially women. We want to live our life and, you know, do whatever we want before we decide to have children. It's not a guarantee, though. It's not a guarantee your eggs are going to be healthy. It's not a guarantee. And it's not a guarantee when you're young they're going to be healthy. So you kind of just tossing your dice up in the air, waiting late. Women have all the eggs they're going to get from time being inside the belly. That's it. That's all you get. It is what it is. There's no replenishing. There's no, like men. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. When you're 35 and 40, your eggs are 35 and 40. So just be conscious of it. You wait, but you may not have the opportunity to create life. Unless you're diligent and you're at the doctor and you make sure your eggs are good and your womb is good and all of that. Do that very early. So okay, well, good. I can wait. But we need to do a better job teaching. Just giving y'all a little view into, the world that we sending them out to. And we need to be around our children more, handing them over to people, schools and not vetting the school, vetting the teachers. All of that is important. Be a face in school. They know that you don't play with your children. You don't have to be ratchet and cantankerous. Be a physical face. Care about other kids. Some of them are not getting that. And they remember the other people who have cared about them and showed them niceness and smiles and love every day. Help them with their book bag and fix their shoes. Notice when they being picked on, like, we are important and we need to be more visible. Because our children are not safe and they don't feel safe and they don't feel protected. Talk to them more. Ask them. Let them tell you. But we're not talking to them. TVs and the electronics are raising them. So you're leaving them susceptible to the pedophiles, the people who like young people. They're out there. And they're watching you. You heard what they said? They watch the families more so than the children. They know what they can get away with, who they can get, who they can vet. To get your child to vet other children. Yeah. It gets deep. And if you grew up in this type of environment, you should know better. Shouldn't be that easy for you to put your children in someone else's care. I'm going to sacrifice. I don't mind sacrificing a paycheck to protect them and teach them, which is my job. It's our job. I appreciate y'all for popping in. We got to start talking to our sisters a little more, a little harder, whether they like it or not, because they're not going to like it. I don't care. I love y'all way too much to care if you like my medicine or not. I want y'all to have an amazing week. Teach somebody something. Try to have a positive mindset and an optimistic outlook, because it's rough out here. Lead by example. Have a good week, y'all. Talk to your children. If you need help, say you need help.
Every time you feel ashamed and you repress who you are, think about this scene. This is shame embodied.